Tonight, if you hear something move in your room, your brain will do something strange. It will not start with logic. It will not say, that was probably the wall cooling down, or the floor shifting, or the wind touching the window. First, it will ask one question. Who is there? Not what is there? Who? And for a few seconds, even if you do not believe in ghosts, your body might act like something is standing in the dark with you. Your skin tightens. Your eyes search the room. Your breathing gets quiet. And suddenly, an empty corner does not feel empty anymore. So here's a question humans have been asking for thousands of years. Why do we believe in ghosts? Not, are ghosts real? That is a different question. The stranger question is why the human brain is so ready to create them. Because ghosts appear almost everywhere. Ancient China had spirits of the dead. Ancient Greece had shades in the underworld. Ancient Rome had household ghosts. Indigenous cultures around the world told stories of ancestors who stayed close. Medieval villages had restless souls. Modern cities have haunted apartments, haunted roads, haunted hospitals, haunted schools, different languages, different religions, different worlds, but the same basic idea. Someone is gone, and somehow they are still here. That belief is so common that it cannot just be one story copied from one place. Something inside the human mind keeps making it. And the first reason is fear. For most of human history, darkness was not just the absence of light. Darkness was information missing. At night, your ancestors could not see far, but predators could. Leopards, wolves, hyenas, snakes, strangers from another group. A quiet sound in the bushes could be nothing, or it could be death. So the brain evolved a rule. If you are not sure, assume someone is there. This rule makes mistakes. It hears a branch crack and imagines a person. It sees a shadow and imagines a body. It feels a cold breeze and imagines a presence. Those mistakes were useful because there are two kinds of errors in the dark. You can think something is there when nothing is there, or you can think nothing is there when something is there. The first error makes you scared. The second error gets you eaten. So the brain became biased, not toward truth, toward survival. It is better to jump at 10 shadows than ignore one real predator. And this may be the oldest root of ghosts. A ghost is what happens when the brain detects a person but cannot find a body. You feel watched. You turn around. Nothing. But the feeling remains. So the mind fills in the missing shape. Maybe it is a spirit. Maybe it is an ancestor. Maybe it is something that used to be alive. This is called agency detection. The brain is extremely good at finding agents. Faces in clouds, voices in noise, intentions in accidents, a shape in the corner of your room that becomes a person the longer you stare at it. And most of the time, this ability helps you. It lets you understand other people. It lets you read emotion. It lets you know when someone is angry, friendly, dangerous, or lying. But in the dark, this same ability can turn against you. The brain does not need much. 2 dots can become eyes. A coat on a chair can become a stranger. A creaking house can become footsteps. And once the brain decides something might be there, the body reacts before the mind can correct it. Your heart speeds up. Your muscles prepare. Your attention locks onto the empty space. That empty space becomes important, and importance feels like presence. But ghosts are not only fear, they are also grief. This is where the answer gets more human. When someone dies, the brain does not simply delete them. It cannot. Your mind is full of models of other people. You know how your mother sounds when she is tired. You know how your friend would answer a joke. You know the shape of someone's walk. You know what they would say if they saw what you are doing right now. The brain carries people inside it, not as poetry, as prediction. To love someone is partly to build a version of them in your mind. And when they die, the outside person disappears, but the inside person keeps working. You still expect the phone to ring. You still imagine their voice. You still turn to tell them something before remembering they are gone. This is not madness. It is the brain updating slowly. The person has vanished from the world faster than they vanish from your nervous system. So for a while, absence feels wrong. The room feels like it is missing someone. The chair feels occupied by memory. The house feels aware of who used to live there. And sometimes, people feel the dead nearby, not because they are foolish, because the brain still has a living map of someone who is no longer alive. This happens in dreams too. You dream of someone who died. They speak, they smile, they touch your hand. And for those few seconds, they are not a memory. They are there. Then you wake up. You have to lose them again. Imagine being an ancient human with no neuroscience, no sleep research, no brain scans, no idea that dreams are generated inside the mind. Your father dies. 3 nights later, He appears in your dream. He speaks to you. He looks alive. What would you think? You would not think, my sleeping brain activated stored social memories. You would think, he visited me. And honestly, that makes sense. A dream is one of the most powerful ghost-making machines the brain has. It takes the dead and gives them bodies again. It takes memory and makes it walk. It takes longing and gives it a voice. So ghost belief may have grown from two ancient forces. Fear makes the brain imagine someone in the dark. Grief makes the brain keep someone after death. Put those together around a fire, and you get stories. A sound outside the cave, a face in a dream, a child saying they saw grandmother, a hunter feeling watched near the burial place, a shadow moving where someone died. The group talks. The story grows. The invisible person gets a name. The name gets rules. Do not go there at night. Leave food for them. Do not anger them. They protect us. They punish us. They remember us. And now the ghost is no longer just a feeling. It is culture. This is how human beings turn private experiences into shared worlds. One person feels a presence. Another person has a dream. Another person hears a sound. The group connects them. And suddenly, the dead have a place in the map. Not just underground, not just gone, nearby. This may sound irrational now, but for ancient people it solved a problem. Death is impossible for the mind to accept. A person is warm, speaking, laughing, angry, hungry, alive. Then one day, they are not. The body is there, but the person is gone. Where did they go? The brain hates empty answers, so it makes a place, the underworld, the sky, the forest, the house, the grave, the road where they died. Ghosts are one of the ways humans turned absence into location. They gave grief somewhere to point. And maybe that is why ghost stories survived, because they are not only about being scared, they are about staying connected. A haunting is frightening because something dead seems present, but it is also comforting for the same reason. Something dead seems present. That is the contradiction. We fear ghosts because they mean death has crossed back into life, but we want ghosts because they mean love might cross back too. You can see this in the way people talk about the dead. I felt him with me. I know she was there. I saw her in a dream. I heard his voice. Part of us wants to explain it away. Another part does not. Because a world with ghosts is terrifying, but a world with no ghosts at all is colder. It means the dead are only gone, and humans have never been very good at only. So why do we believe in ghosts? Because your brain is built to find presence in uncertainty. Because darkness rewards false alarms. Because memory keeps people alive inside you. Because dreams make the dead return. Because grief needs somewhere to go. Because culture turns feelings into stories. And because every human being who has ever loved someone has faced the same impossible problem. How can a person be real and then not be anywhere? Maybe ghosts are not proof that the dead walk among us. Maybe they are proof that the living cannot stop carrying them. A noise in the dark, a shape in the corner, a voice in a dream, a feeling that someone is there. For most of human history, those things were not glitches. They were warnings. They were memories. They were stories. They were love trying to survive absence. And that might be the real reason ghosts never leave us. Not because the dead refuse to disappear, but because the human mind refuses to let them go.